today.
You mean the prodigies?
And the young prodigies.
The prodigies, the new generation. Wow, so hilarious in the topic of discussion too. You got the new generation.
And Nathaniel got him a Nintendo Switch, so he's been playing some video games, playing some Mario, some Lego, some Legend of Zelda. What else you play?
The chat, my son Dante in the chat.
What else you play?
What he said. I can't even see the chat.
He said that Dion is the back. He looked like Guile. He's the black Guile.
You know? What'd you say earlier when Auntie Arlene tells? What'd you say?
Sonic
Mario
Boom.
Odyssey. Oh, he plays Mario Odyssey. Nicholas, you play? Did you play the Nintendo? You play the Nintendo? Plays on the phone. Alright, well, they play. They just be. But what's going on, everybody? Today's episode is we going into the FGC. We're going into the fighting game community. Things that we fighting games that don't move. Like, come on, man. we talking about fighting games that got us into the games that kicked it off for us, games that we played when we was younger, or games that just inspired the passion for fighting games and things like that. So and whoever wants to start, go ahead.
I'm ready. I'll start it off.
You wanna go first, bro?
Yeah. We're
Go
talking
ahead.
about
Take the wheel.
games that are iconic that kicked it off for me when it came to fighting games. That'd be on the PS1 console. It would be Soul Blade and Tekken 3.
Oh, you said Soul
Those are the ones
Blade.
that started it. Yeah, Soul Blade, man. That's what started it right there. It was back then. Fighting games now are gimmicky, like in the terms of everybody has a special move, flashy, super move that takes a considerable amount of damage with the press of like one input.
I guess heard you.
You want to hear him? Want to hear him?
So yeah, like that. Like back then, they didn't have that. Basically, you had defensive mechanics and, of course, your attacks and combos and whatnot. Like guard impacts for Soul Calibur, Tekken. You had I don't know if I don't remember if Tekken 3 had parries or whatever in there, but I mean, it just stuff like that. Like you got your butt whooped, It wasn't because of no gimmicks, like that's all it was. Now all the fighting games nowadays, all of them have to, even Dead or Alive introduced like super special moves and
like
stuff like that.
supers and meter.
Yeah. So that's what kicked it off for me. I don't know about for y'all.
Okay. I'll go next then. At least for me, man, I'm torn between. Well, like starting, like I know for a fact I started with like the King of Fighters actually. Like I don't know which King of Fighters it was. I don't remember. It was 94 or 97. But I know it was definitely like King of Fighters and then Marvel vs. Capcom. It's like, but not X-Men, or X-Men versus Street Fighter. I think it was Marvel vs. Capcom 2 more, because X-Men versus Street, I don't want to count X-Men versus Street Fighter. I got introduced to it, but I never really took it into like, whatever. But definitely more King of Fighters. I was King of Fighters heavy than that, as I grew older. Because, you're a kid, you pressing buttons, you ain't gonna know what a quarter circle was. You didn't know what that was. You was just mashing it, you just play with your cousins or whatever. And I think as I got older, I know for a fact around the Third Strike era, that's when I took it like really, like you didn't want to lose against your cousin anymore. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, Third Strike, then I got into like Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, and I went back and revisited all the other Mortal Kombats. And then I was just like, yeah, Mortal Kombat, I like this game. I'm gonna be very competitive with this game. But then my first competitive fighting game, between those two was definitely Dead or Alive 2. Because I used to play Dead or Alive 2 heavy, and I actually went to tournaments in Dead or Alive 2 when I was like a lot younger. And then I went to Dead or Alive 4. I was in a lot of tournaments in 4 too, back in like beginning of 360. And then from there, because 360 would be the era where I became more competitive. I was more shooting, but then in FGC it would definitely be Dead or Alive King of Fighters. Street Fighter came in like after. I always appreciated Street Fighter, but way more Dead or Alive than King of Fighters. And Mortal Kombat came in like recently into like 9. That's when I started like, yeah, I'm gonna be focused competitively in Mortal Kombat. So then, and still didn't even play it competitively until 10. And then now your boy 11. So yeah, definitely Dead or Alive 4, which to me was like my game, like this is it, or Dead or Alive in general was like whoa, this is amazing. Like I like fighting games, like this is dope. And then that made me branch off to Soul Calibur. Then you had like little arena games like Power Stone. Then you had like Darkstalkers. You know what I'm saying? You explored. If you had the resources for it. But yeah, that's it for me. Dead or Alive King of Fighters.
All right, I'll go next. Well, my first fighting game was Tekken 3 when I was really young, but I never really took fighting games that seriously. For many years now, for many, many, many years. Until I actually met these guys. That's when I started getting my ass by these guys. Like, no, I don't want to lose these guys no more.
Oh, you heard it here.
They were talking a lot of smack, and I was like, no, I don't want to talk smack to me no more. I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna talk smack to them. And that's when I actually started with Dead or Alive. We fought Dead or Alive really aggressively. Not so much on MK until like 10, but then Street Fighter was more Third Strike. And then after that, I didn't really like move down to rank that much. I just still felt comfortable fighting my group because I thought my group has like the better rank system than what I'm fighting right now. I'm fighting my skill level instead of like working my way up. So I honestly felt no point in doing the rank system. But over time, I actually started working my way into rank was Soul Calibur 6. I wanted to be number 1, and I reached my goal. I took a picture, met my homeboy number 1 free, number 1 nightmare. Took a picture, we fought, and then I moved on to Mortal Kombat, and then that's when I started learning, like expanding my tools, my arsenal. So now I got a lot better neutral than I used to. I'm a lot better player now.
A lot better. A lot better.
I'm a lot better how it used to be now. Will I go back to the final? Yeah, I would. Have I entered a tournament? Yeah, like CGL, and I did pretty well. And that's the fighting story that I give you guys.
Yo, Sin, you still with us, bro? I think he froze.
He looking off.
I hit him with mirror force. You failed my plan.
His face looks like a portrait, like a painting.
Wow.
That face is
I could barely hear Lewis too. I don't know if it was the mask or like the audio.
It's the mask.
Because I gotta protect myself and I'm on the public, how it is. But I'm gonna try to talk loud as I can and all that shit.
All
right. I think
so. Lewis, I guess you go next until Sin gets out of like frozen. His Sin look like bling bling boy.
Sin mighty focused. Like, bro, you good?
Nah, he's gone, bro. He's gone.
It looks like he's taking a dump.
Sin looked like he popped a pill and just got frozen. But
what's the
topic? The topic for today's episode, Lewis, is the FGC, bro. It's fighting games, bro. And what fighting game got you into fighting games and things of that nature.
Okay. All right. So when did I actually take fighting games? So when I started first playing fighting game, it was PlayStation 1. This is like before Tekken, before Mortal Kombat. I can't remember what was the game. It was like a bit of mix of Tekken and Virtual Fighter, but it's something called like Kenshi. I can't remember what. It's an old school PlayStation game. That's when I started playing fighting. But I didn't take fighting games seriously. Then I got into Virtual Fighter 4, PlayStation 2. I was getting get really good at it. But like I said, I was the only competitor to myself. I played with my brother, but he wasn't like that super competitive. Basically, I don't have you guys to live like freaking 360 days. Yeah, I was into like shooting games like Halo, Modern Warfare, and all that stuff. Not big of a deal. Yeah, I really started taking it a bit serious when Mortal Kombat 10 and all that stuff. I was trying to get serious and all that stuff. Even though like I wasn't good, wasn't like,
You
I
have
was
so many phones.
okay, like, you know, free knows, like I was okay, but I was just always relying on it. But I didn't have like a buddy system or a fighting buddy system like Free, Dion, Crusher. Like I didn't have all that. I was just so like, yo, I'm just like a one man guy and all that shit. But other than that, where I really took it to a whole next level, there it is. The one game I was actually looking for that to get it to was Dragon Ball Fighter Z. That it came. It was just like Marvel's Special 2 with Dragon Ball characters. And there I took it to the whole next level. And then when they first mentioned the tournament at DK, Broadway, New York City, I went there. Storm was there with me. I fell in love with it. I was like, nah, I gotta get into tournament. So, I took Dragon Ball Z very, very seriously because it was the only game that I could know that, yo, I could train. I want to put it out there. I don't give a fuck whether I was bad or I was good. I'm not well. I'm not good. Like I said, I could put it out there. I could back it up, and that's where like every time I'll be like, "Yo, one of you guys want to fight me?" Like mostly I ask questions because he's the only one that question will fight me. Like I see him as my actual rival. I ask Dion to fight me. Like I could say like, "Yeah, that's senpai right there." He put me right there. Like, "Yo, you gonna do this? You want you to do this?" And after that, yada. Keep doing this, keep practicing that, you'll get better. Eventually, little by little, Dion been fucking me up. Like, yo, I mean, like,
Look at him.
yeah, but I've been getting better and better to the, I'm just improving. So where I'm taking it, you'll say, is with Dragon Ball. I've been going to like some couple of times. I lose, but I'm experiencing and I'm getting some. You guys just like, yo, this character is good, this is not. That's what I took from this is just Dragon Ball Fighter Z. After that, I'm getting better at it. I'm trying to look for another game to get better, like maybe fucking Seven, maybe Soul Calibur, maybe Mortal Kombat. I don't know, but it takes time.
Okay, pretty good. That was cool. Yo, Sin, you wanna give us an answer? Or you just want to be on camera looking
Oh,
cute?
what happened? I got vanished.
Sin,
I
I
don't think
said,
he's
hear
here.
us? Yo, Sid, can you hear us, bro?
Michael.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yo,
Michael look like he about to beat someone.
he looks hella focused. Yo, Michael, can you hear us,
He's so
Michael?
vulgar.
Michael!
Yeah,
Look at him.
He's
He looks disgusted. He's just. Look at
Oh
it.
my God.
That's how he been playing his entire time. That's how he be playing in the mic. Yo, his gamer face doesn't match his voice.
Gamer
Boy,
face
what
is
you
crazy.
doing, Michael? Can you hear us?
Yo, Sid look like he about to stop.
Yo, yo,
Yo, Sid.
I think
Yo, Sid look like a sleeper agent, bro. That got awakened. He about to stuff all of.
Jesus Christ, bro. Okay, well.
Yo, Michael look like a sleeper agent. Son. He got tired of Crusher saying, "I'm gonna drive over there and beat your ass." He got tired from last time.
yo,
Look how quick his face changed. You good, Michael?
Try to fight each
He
other.
changed his shirt. All it took was to change his shirt, yo. That mean it was a gray shirt, now he's wearing a white shirt, yo.
Yeah, so Michael was like,
Turned off on me.
Yo, Sid, can you hear us, bro?
I don't think he.
Yeah, loud and clear.
"Okay, you can. Okay."
Okay, you wanna tell us what fighting game got you into fighting games?
I must have lagging in real life, son.
Fighting games that got me into fighting games would be, yo. Damn, made me lose my train of thought. What got me into fighting games was Tekken. Tekken got me into fighting games. Then from Tekken, it dropped me to Sega games, which was what was it? Something Brothers, Dragon Brothers or something like that. I forgot. Fighting off, trying to get your chick after they punched her in the gut and took her away. And I was like, oh no. And after that, it got me back to PlayStation, and it was Bloody Roar.
Yo, what?
Yeah.
Yo, you play Bloody
Yeah,
Roar?
it just straight got me into these games. I was like, all right, I gotta expand my horizon. Yeah.
That
I
was
was good
such
at
a
Bloody Roar.
90s thing. Punch her in the stomach. The
Yeah,
other
I was
punch her
like,
in the
Right?
face.
Yeah, he just punched her in the stomach.
Yeah.
And we gotta go get him.
Yeah,
Why he punched her in the stomach?
So I played, yeah. Are you the? You gotta punch her in the stomach.
90s, bro.
You gotta,
90s.
yeah. Get back your dinner. She didn't pay for it. You did.
Viewer discretion advised.
So that
I do not condone.
games that,
Please
It
don't
goes in the
condone
stomach.
old, right? I'm 30.
women or violence in general. So
I'm doing that face because Sin
okay.
is
So Tekken and Dragon Brothers.
Those
All
guys,
right.
Sin
the
just
fighting
went
games
left.
got me more into
These
more
And it's
other
raining.
games would be MK. MK took it off for me.
Okay.
So
Yeah, Tekken, and I got into more of a Tekken. I got 1 and 2. I started playing that on the PlayStation 1. Man, it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And just got up from there, and I was like, all right.
Oh! I clicked side.
Okay.
I kicked my controller. Alright,
So
D,
you see him.
what's your game?
Sin just
What's your
died.
game, bro?
But
What's your game, bro?
for me, what got me into fighting game, the game that
Here,
kicked
thing
it-
is, I got one of them for free. The
What?
little
What?
what is it,
What?
demo discs you get from, what is it? The Pizza Hut? Yeah.
Yeah, my son is lagging in real life. I mess with it.
Oh.
The fighting game that got me into fighting games, honestly, was my brother had X-Men versus Street Fighter on the Saturn. Yeah, Daddy had X-Men
Oh
versus
yeah,
Street Fighter.
they had that.
So
He said Saturn.
yeah, so Daddy had
Dang, man.
my brother had X-Men versus Street Fighter on the Saturn. That really kicked it off for
When
me.
is it gonna be done?
So yeah, I played that, and then staying in the arcades. Well, not the arcades. It wasn't even an arcade. It was like the laundromat when I'll go to my mama laundry. They had Marvel vs. Capcom 1, Marvel Superheroes.
Mm.
Back in the day, I had to go to the laundromat. Have a washer and dryer. Went to the laundromat. Had Marvel vs. Capcom 1 in there. That was crazy. I was
What are we gonna match? This lots of
laundromat, right?
in
So it was that. And when I got the PlayStation 1, my brother and I both had PlayStation 1s. He bought Tekken 3. So it was at Tekken 3 was the that was the floodgates. Like that was crazy.
Yeah, that was.
That was
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
I didn't even like Virtual Fighter like that. So for me it was like, oh man. But then of course I went back, I played Tekken 2 and but Tekken 3 definitely a big game for me. And another big game was of course Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Dreamcast, because my brother had a Dreamcast.
Come see me.
Yeah, you can catch this work. But yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and then I went to I had that's when I did finally go to the arcades. I had an arcade in the hood. They had Marvel vs. Capcom 2, they had Tekken 3, they had Soul Blade, which is Soul Calibur. Doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Because the owner lost a lot of money, couldn't pay for the cabinets, and cabinets was like the console. That the arcade cabinets used to be big machine. You had to stand up, put 50 cents. Oh no, excuse me, put 25 cents, put a quarter.
25, word. 25.
Now it's $1.
Word, right?
remember-
Certain games, man. That was
Remember
$1.
I used to
Oh,
stick,
man.
The niggas was playing with that big thing, the little stick and the buttons. But well, they used to have that, 2 of them, and then the screen, and you got arcade. I'll show you. You don't remember the big controller? I'll show you. But yeah, so that was that. And what game really got me into the FGC hard heavy was Tekken 5. Tekken 5 was one of the, when they on the PS2. Tekken 5 was the game that like I really went to like tournaments, like actual local tournaments, and actually tried to like play and learn and get good. And it just my passion for it just kept growing and growing and growing. I made a lot of friends, in the arcade scene, playing people and things like that. And then of course recently with Tekken 7 coming out, I went hard for that. So, and the FGC was a great place to meet a lot of people just like the level of competition and camaraderie that you meet when you find somebody that on your skill level and you want to learn and grow together is really, really dope. Like dope means like dope means, but it's really, really cool. Like I definitely got my butt whooped in a lot of games though. Like I was never good at Dead or Alive. I can admit that. I used to get whipped. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was trash to me. I hated that. That game was go kick rocks. I used to play Bloody Roar a lot too on the PS2. That was crazy. What the? Who the heck? Facebook notifications? Hello?
Wait, what? I didn't get that. Y'all heard that? I didn't even hear nothing. Yeah, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, I hear it now. I hear it now. I hear it. Who out here tying it up? State your business.
Yeah, you see you scrolling, right? You see you scrolling.
It's not me. It's not me. I swear it's not me. I moved it. I put. See, I'm smart. I put every my notifications on mute. I put it on mute.
But yeah. So yeah, man, like it's just the camaraderie. I know back to what Storm was saying. He used to get his butt whooped. He used to get his butt whooped in everything. Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 4 arcade.
Facts, son. Still getting his ass whooped every game, even to this day.
Yeah, whooped to this day. Crusher was talking that smack in Soul Calibur 4. He acting like he can't get that work.
Soul Calibur 4 was a monster. Oh my god.
That was years ago.
Oh, what's up, Paseo? I see you in the chat.
Okay, so in the past, that's crazy. That's wild.
Wow.
But yeah, yo, it's just been a blessing. On a side note, though, I want to say this. This is gonna be a little dark and a little negative. We're gonna have to talk about it. But the state of the FGC right now, we have to talk about it. Unfortunately, it's not looking grand because people. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people FGC that did wrong or that were called out for it and not condone their behavior and such. I'm not going to speak in depth about it, but just to bring to attention that people need to be held accountable for their actions. A lot of people have come out and been reprimanded and been punished and have consequences, such things, but the pure state of what the FGC was camaraderie. It wasn't about elitism. It wasn't about misogynistic behaviors. It wasn't about if you got good or if you were good at a first to 10 or if you were the best player you got to get away with doing nonsense. It was just about the love and passion that we had for common interest about.
Agree.
That's a fact.
And the fact that Evo got canceled because of the actions of a couple of individuals messed up. We're moving in better directions. I mean, and all the people on Twitter that was like, "Oh, we should change the name of the FGC. It shouldn't be the fighting game community." It's about the fighting game. It's not about elitism that they like to portray. It's about the fighting game. It's about the love for the fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
Agree.
That was well said.
Thank you.
I agree with you in every statement. It's true. Because FGC is, what it means for you, obviously. Because, but at the end of the day, it is about the fighting games and it's about, you do it for what you love. No matter if you, good at it or bad, you do it for the people, obviously. Because I could say the same thing when you go to arcades, you know what I mean? I don't know if y'all had an arcade experience, but, I have an arcade experience. And that was, one of those places, because back then when you were playing video games, you're gonna get teased about it. So then when you get into a place where that everyone, have that common interest that you like, especially fighting games, you feel like, yeah, I belong. So to hear something like that happened, which is horrible. Shout out to the people who were brave enough to stand up to share their stories. That they condemned, salute to those people. It is. I as tainted as it is right now, I do see it being better. Right, everybody getting together, knowing that as a community, we can wipe out the people that's not really meant to be there, and then you can have that same FGC feeling. The FGC feeling is not going to be tarnished or just never going to go away. That I don't think people would, let something like this completely wipe it out. It's impossible. Like that's like in your video game spirit. Like the FGC is in your spirit. You're gonna love to compete. You're gonna buy the next fighting game. You're gonna have that group of people that loves that fighting game with you, and you're gonna go through with it. So, like especially to me, like that's what the FGC means to me. It's like a family that, you know, good or bad, like especially like, and I'm not meaning like bad like what happened now. I mean like bad in terms of like, you know, people gonna trash talk. You know what I'm saying? That comes with the you know, the FGC stuff. You know, but like growing up on it, for me to hear something like that, it kind of like tarnished my heart, because you would never think something that you considered like to be like a secondary home can be tarnished by like people who just don't, you know how to control themselves, which is fucked up, but it's just a matter of the truth about it. And I'm glad that we, you know, people stood up knowing that it happened to them, and they were able to speak out on it, and change can happen. So I do agree that is like going to the right direction, because people had to, you know, step up. It's just unfortunate that a grand moment like Evo had to be closed, because I was going to participate. It's going to be my first Evo, and to me, you know, me and my friend Storm, you know, to us, like Evo is like the grand galore. You know what I mean? Like you, it's like, you know, like what people say about New York. You make it to New York, you know, you made it, baby. Like you go to Evo, you make it, baby. So it kind of hurts in the selfish side. I'll be selfish. I'll say that, for at least for me, that it closed, but it closed for a reason. You know, a good reason for like certain people of the hierarchy can, like, you know, like what Dion said, the elitists can go away. That we don't need that in this environment, like that. Chill. So that's not, we not doing that. But yeah, that's what I have feel about that. So
Okay.
yeah, man. But I have a question for y'all. Here's this for a question. Here's this for a topic. If y'all ever been to an arcade, what is your most memorable arcade story?
Oh.
Or better yet, for broader, you know, conversation, what is your like memorable fighting game story? Like, what do you remember? Like, something that you got? Yeah, there's something that made you go, ooh, I did that. You know, like, or something that you go, fuck, that happened to me. Yeah, you know, like, what was your memorable? Like, oh man, like this is it.
Yeah, I got one. So going back to Tekken 3, that was the game me and my cousins got together and played. All right, cool. This time we had a whole bunch more cousins coming in town from California and stuff. So there was a lot of us. So my uncle Danny, he whooped all our ass in fight night, right?
Shout out to
You know,
Danny.
all right, cool.
Shout out to
Yeah, he boxed us out. Like, all right, cool. So I was like, okay, play Tekken then. Play Tekken if you think you that good. All right, but he said, I'll whoop you in Tekken too. You ain't nothing. All right, cool. So long story short, I discovered the character Brian Fury that day. I went 28-0 in that house that day.
God.
Yeah, I whooped everyone. My cousin from Cali, my cousin that lived there.
Damn.
Everyone, my dad, everyone. My dad was nice. He taught me how to avoid like little gimmicks and stuff like that. Like for the most part, like especially from Soul Calibur 2. He used to fight me in that all the time. Like he'd run all the way across screen, and you think the block. Nah, he'll grab you. He'll run all the way across screen just to grab you. I learned like little stuff like that. I learned how to defend against in that aspect. But yeah, 28-0, discovered Brian Fury. I shut my uncle up. That's about it. Yeah, I was just like, how old was I? I think I was about 11 or 12.
Goddamn. T Gohan breaking limits.
That's something flexing. Yo, I'm gonna talk about mine real quick. I remember, I never forget it, bro. My brother used to whip my ass in every game we ever played, ever, right? Then, lo and behold, right? Tekken 5 came out, right? Ooh, this was good. He picked, because this was fantastic, bro. Because I was always a Law main, like I always played Law. And then Fang Wei came out, so he picked up Fang Wei. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be the dragon." Blah 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 blah. And because I'm like, "All right, cool." Lo and behold, I randomly picked my man, Lei Wulong.
That was
Mr. Five Stances.
That's what all
himself.
started, huh?
I played him in 3. Yo, Crusher, your camera went out. But I played him in 3. But I was like, yo, my brother used to torment me all the time. I never win. I get perfect all the time. So I was like, I've been playing Lei Wulong, and I fucking perfect him 3 times in a row.
You see his face? His satisfaction face said, boy, I perfect him.
That feeling of throwing the peas on the board and his face. And when I tell you he got tight, that he wanted to throw hands with me in real life, I was like, what? What happened? That to me was a highlight. Like that was, because I could never be my brother in Street Fighter, in anything, in nothing. Mind you, I got my Ryu out. I got my Ryu on right now. Don't call me Guile. I saw all the comments earlier. You guys are haters. This is my Ryu look, all right?
Yeah.
Don't call me Guile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on, quick storm. I want to shout out to a couple people in the chat. My man AZ said that Bloody Roar 3, the Shenlong kick combo, but quick blower, Bloody Roar 3, the combos are frame perfect. So my man had to input circle, circle, X, XX, quarter circle, XX, circle, all one. That is really, really hard to do in that game. Also, my man Hiseo was like, you were undefeated in Soul Calibur 2. That's pretty badass. But go ahead, Storm.
I was gonna say, well, my highlights were that actually lasted for quite a bit. I think it was in Tekken 6. It was Tekken Tag when whenever we, like, me and a group of my friends would get together, and me, my other homeboy AZ, he's not here at the moment, but I know he hears me. We used to play like the same characters called King and Armor King. Whenever we got in a tough spot and they know our playstyle, we'll switch controllers right there, and it just changes the game.
Oh,
and
wow.
You don't know how we play it.
Oh no, that was Tekken Tag Tournament 2, bro. That's Tekken Tag Tournament 2.
That was 2. Yeah, I remember that.
Tekken Tag Tournament 2 in the backyards, yo. The backyard brawls, bro. The backyard brawls.
Backyard.
Yeah,
Swap the sticks. Swap the sticks in the chat. All right, Lulu,
totally
what's your most memorable FGC moment?
Okay, my more memorable FGC moment, like I said, you know, I'm gonna repeat myself. I don't got like siblings that play fighting games like I do. I'm the only person of everybody. So I got you guys. So I consider you as my brothers. So the FGC moment was when, you know, when you was here during the pandemic, it was you, D, and Storm. You know, we was doing that little tournament thing and all that stuff. And the FGC moment was when it was me and Storm, and I was coming with the comeback with Gogeta and Kid Buu, and
Because he clapped the boy. He clapped Storm like a pancake. He eliminated him, son.
And you know, it was a moment like y'all looked at me like Lewis is okay, but he's not. But just to see the smiles on your face, y'all looked at me, y'all looked at each other, you looked at me again, and y'all said to yourself, I never expected Lewis to pull some combo like and extend it. Like that was the best moment. That was the best moment of me in Dragon Ball. It's like when I said like I wasn't gonna put it.
Not you, can Lewis. My fault. I'm sorry.
Not you, dude.
My fault, bro. I'm sorry.
When I said I'm bullshit a lot, but when Dragon Ball was a different story, I meant that shit.
Yo. Yes. Why is it always sin, bro?
Leave me out of it. I don't want to. No.
That's not, yeah, right? You're not a part of it. Yeah. All right, we're gonna recover. So pulling it back. What is your guys' favorite fighting game? I'm gonna let Lewis kick it off. Lewis, what's your favorite fighting game?
Kick it off.
Damn.
Dragon Ball has become my favorite.
Dragon Ball Fighters?
Yeah, but Dragon Ball Fighters I'm all in the Dragon Ball Fighters.
Okay.
Storm,
Nice.
what's yours?
Damn. Get back to me.
Get back to you? All right.
Damn.
All right, skip. Crusher, what's yours?
Soul Calibur 2. That one, No gimmicks.
Gimmicks,
Man.
no nothing. Just combos.
Man.
Combos
they
and
had their
AGAs,
special
bro.
moves, but they were only classified as a blockable attacks, and there was an answer for it. Man, it was just like perfect. Everybody had their stances. I like that installment's version and controls of Ivy, because she's a strange character with a sword. With those controls for her, with each press button, controlling either whip state, snake state, or the sword state. Man, hands down the best controls for Ivy in my opinion. But other than that,
I agree. I agree with you.
Soul Calibur 2 had it all, in my opinion. All had it all.
I respect it. Yo, Sin, what's your favorite fighting game, bro?
Okay. Oh my god.
What about you, Free? What's your favorite fighting game?
Yo, Free, what's yours, bro? What's
Alright, so mine's is
Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat. Just Mortal Kombat, man. I just love it.
Really?
I love Mortal Kombat. I love Mortal Kombat. I can beat your ass, and I can kill you. And I can be your friend. Mortal Kombat, bro. Mortal Kombat, bro. Mortal Kombat. What about you, D-Bag? What's it for you, bro?
I got up to get mine. My favorite fighting game of all time is right here in my hand. I know you can't read it.
Wow, my son said Bloody Roar 3.
Oh
my favorite fighting game is right here in my hands. Bloody Roar 3. I know the camera's making it backwards, but it's Bloody Roar 3. This game, the honorary mention.
I played all three of them.
The honorary mention is Tekken. Of course, it's Tekken 5.
Tekken, always.
Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection, but this game right here, got me lunch money. This game right here got me some Vaj. This is called Bloody Roar 3. This is a fighting game. This game right here has done it all.
For real?
This game got me some cutter. This game got me some cutter. Because there's a character in this game that turns into a bat. I forgot her name, but she was like, "That's my favorite character," and I was like, "Oh, word? I'll come show you something." And I put the hands on her. She was like, "Oh, you're good at this game." I was like, "Oh, I'm good at other things." And bada bing, bada boom, bam, bam, bam. I mean, feel me?
All right then.
Bloody Roar 3 is definitely my favorite fighting game of all time. Storm, what's your favorite fighting game?
For console, because I got.
Man, name one. Don't be extra. Name one.
All right, this is on PC. Just PC. My favorite fighting game. Like, if I could get into it, I would get into it again. Is Rumble Fighters.
Oh, I know what that is.
I forgot about that.
But you whack. That's why. That's what you need to know.
Like that.
Snipers.
That game built my finger dexterity and my timing. That's where my timing was built. Because countering that game you had to be so specific in time. You had to be so spot on. And there was a lot of people who would pay to win, and then you had to go against some people. And so you got to be even faster reflexes, faster countering. You got to anticipate even more and predict. And they jump you, so you got a whole bunch of other things just mixed together. It's like they mix together the fundamentals. It's all packed in one fighting game, and then with that I was able to branch out, and my skill became I instead of becoming an average player, I became an average player who knows the mechanics of the fighting.
Still whack. You became an average player who was still whack.
Hey, Michael, what's your favorite fighting game, bro?
I'll see you later. Huh?
All right, bro.
All right, Storm. Thank you for joining us, bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
This dude's just here to be on camera.
It's
over.
We
know what it is now. All right.
All right, cool. So we just
gonna be on camera.
That square, we're just gonna ignore it. All right.
My son Michael came in to just sit here, bro. My son was like, I get VIP access to the podcast.
Street Rage 2 was my favorite fighing game.
Thank you.
I couldn't get enough of that.
Okay.
Street
That's a beat 'em up.
My
So
favorite
you know what? We're just gonna move on.
He's gonna accept it.
He's accepted.
Can accept it and move forward. Streets of Rage 2 is a beat 'em up, but yeah. So real quick, just another quick question.
No, I said Street Rage 2. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Can you hear me?
We hear you, bro. Do you hear us?
Can you guys hear me?
Do you hear us?
My son, Lewis died. I didn't even picture Lewis dying.
Can you not?
I was looking at that.
Yeah, we hear you. Oh man.
Can you hear?
That delay is real.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we hear you, bro.
I thought Storm said he was leaving. No, I think Storm meant. Storm, did you mean that you were leaving the podcast, or did you mean that you go see me later after the podcast, like a Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Street Rage 2.
Oh, I got you, bro.
Yo,
we heard you, bro.
We hear you. We hear you, bro. Yo, Sin, we're just gonna refer to you at the end because you're delayed. I don't know how you have a delay.
Going in and out.
I don't.
You guys freeze and you guys unfreeze.
I don't.
have shitty connection.
Yo.
I don't get it. How do you lag in real life?
Everybody's spread.
Get him! Get him!
I said lags in real life. Like, this is crazy. But I got.
My son Lou's out here, furry.
Yo, Lou, we can hear you, bro.
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Michael, we can hear you.
This motherfucker, bro.
You can't hear us.
Can you hear me?
You hear us you hear us 16 frames later. Like, you just got jabbed. Like, what are you?
Yeah, man, you mad Internet Explorer right now. I don't know how to save you. I can't save you.
My son's search engine is Bing. Like, my
son Wyatt up here in dial up. This man Lewis out here going through the Matrix right now, going 60 frames at 30. You don't know what to go.
I'm gonna go ahead and kill him, son. I gotta.
Yeah, kill him.
Yes, kill him.
I gotta kill him.
Do what you gotta do.
Gotta kill him, son. Fortunately, Sin, thank you for joining us, bro. We really do appreciate it.
His connection is running on hamster wheels.
But do it to him, son. Yeah,
Dono in the chat. Yo, can we get everybody in the chat to put their favorite fighting game on the chat? That's it. Just put on the chat.
We got him. The honorable mentions.
Okay, there we go.
I turn the camera off real quick. All right. All right.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, bro.
I'm still here though.
Yeah, we got you. Yo, so my next question to everybody is, what is your most hated fighting game? What is one fighting game that you despise?
Oh God, son.
Ooh,
easy. Blaze Blue Cross Tag, bro. I hate it. Oh my God, I never wanted to punch a fighting game in the face. My lord.
Why do you hate BB Tag, bro? What's good?
Oh man, I hate BB Tag just for the simple fact of the mechanics and all the things that they caught off on it, man. Like, cause I love Blaze Blue. You know, it's one of the anime fighters that I really took seriously next to Guilty Gear, and they just like handicapped it. I'm not gonna say handicapped it in per se in terms of skill, because there is skill to play that game. There is. I'm not gonna like crap on anyone who plays it, but the mechanics on it, I just can't. After coming from a game like Blaze Blue to go to cross tag, I just cannot, man. Like, you literally, there's certain moves that they took. That's like playing Street Fighter, and in order for you to do a Hadouken, you have to do an auto combo for you to do a Hadouken. You can't manually do a Hadouken. Like, there are manual moves that you can do, but they limit you. And it's just, I just can't, man. I just cannot. I just can't. And that's my hated game.
All right, real quick, I'm in the chat. We got AZ saying everything DOA. We got a consensus with Aseo saying fucking Blaze Blue cross tag. My man Dinovin, the master. No, stop. Dino the Misfit is DOA for sure. So yeah, we got a consensus. Storm, what's your most hated fighting game, bro?
Bro, even though I play it with you guys often, it has to be Dragon Ball Z.
Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised.
I really am surprised. Like, I wasn't expecting.
No, Storm. What? No. Let him rock his opinion. Storm, why do you hate it, bro?
Well, it's player friendly. I'm not fond of competitive games trying to be player friendly because that defeats the purpose. That defeats the point. Like how most shooters do that. Like and like I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted.
It's gimmicky. It's gimmicky. It's gimmicky. Auto combos, like the super. Hit Y 4 times, you get your super. Like you do a level 1. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Crusher, what about you, bro? What's your most hated fighting game?
Man, I love all fighting games. But if I had to pick one that I just didn't like, or I didn't like the mechanics or the style of it, it would be Killer Instinct, man. The latest Killer Instinct. I just couldn't.
Game hard.
I couldn't get into it. I don't know. I always could get into fighting games, but that one, I just couldn't.
See, now that to me is shocking. I didn't think you was gonna say Killer Instinct. Holy shit!
But when I think about going back into it, and like, oh, I have this game still, I'm just like, nah.
Yo, high-key, I thought you was gonna say Soul Calibur 6. I thought you was gonna say Soul Calibur 6, bro.
See, it's
I can't say Soul Calibur when his main is Mr. V when you
at
go.
the same time, I don't hate Killer Instinct, but I don't want to play Killer Instinct.
Nah, yo, bro,
like,
same thing. It's the same thing, bro.
Like, I'm still in shock. That's crazy. I would never expect Killer Instinct. Holy shit! What?
I play Soul Calibur 6 before I play Killer Instinct. That's a fact.
That's wild to me. Oh wow!
Nah, yo,
right. I just can't get into it. I just couldn't. Like I'll play Dead or Alive, any of the Dead or Alives before I play Killer Instinct.
Nah, bro, you don't gotta make any excuses, bro. You don't gotta explain yourself.
Yeah,
bro, I'm just shocked. That is crazy.
I know.
Yeah, right. Me knowing you personally, that's like wow. Because you played it, you were good at it. Like that's what makes me like go. It's like what? Because we're good at the game. So I go, wow, Killer. I really thought you was gonna say Soul Calibur 6, man. I really did. I ain't gonna lie.
I for the 3D fighters before to the 2D fighters.
That's true. You do say that, so I can't say that. That is true. Yeah, you got that.
That's respect. Yo, what guys doing?
No, I was gonna. No. I'll do after Lewis. I forgot Lewis didn't go yet.
Yeah, go ahead, Lou. What is one fighting game that you dislike?
Yeah. To be quite honest with you guys, I love all fighting games. I don't even think I have a fighting game that I hate. I'll be very, very clear with you guys.
That's fine.
Okay.
Aren't you crazy?
That's wild. My son said I hate Killer Instinct. That's
holy shit.
I won't play it. I'd rather not play it.
No, that's the same thing.
That's expecting question to hate I was expecting question to hate on what's the fighting game? I was expecting kind of hate Dead or Alive 6.
I personally like what the original concept for the game's mechanics were. I really do. That's like they'll be able to reverse and you come up with your own combos. But like I said, they're making, like Storm said, they're making everything user friendly and easy. Like the whole point of that game, man.
Nah, hey, hold on real quick. So we got I'm gonna answer this question real quick. If you suck at the fighting game, that is your personal perspective. So of course that counts if you can hate the game if you're trash at it, because that means you don't wanna like it. Another quick thing is thank you AZ for the bits. I am live on Twitch. Thank you. It's gonna be on YouTube later. Don't worry about that. And Haseo, that was gonna be my next question. Storm, you were gonna say something?
Oh, I was gonna say in a professional level of fighting games. To be honest, I think Killer Instinct it's hard. It's hard to get in a professional level. Like it's up there with Tekken, to be honest, in my opinion.
That's a good perspective because Killer Instinct is one of those games where you need to know what you're doing. You can't just button mash and you will get your shit rocked. But for me, one fighting game that I cannot stand, that I despise with all of my being, all of my soul, something but I play it, is Dragon Ball FighterZ.
I knew it. I don't blame you.
I hate that game, bro. Because they took my bro. Honestly, I'm gonna call it my Ryu, but my man's right here, son. I got the headband from my son Bardock.
Oh my god!
They took my son right here and made him the best character in the game, and made it so that anybody can just take their controller and do this and win.
He's not exaggerating. For people who haven't played that game, he's not exaggerating. You hit XXX, it has anti-air properties. It dunks you on the second hit, bro, and it sits there behind you. I'm just saying 3. Yeah, I'm just
Bro,
saying. So for
bro,
people who don't know,
Bro, from a development standpoint, we all understand that fun fighting games and fair fighting games are two different things. Fun fighting games,
Yep.
everything is broken, so that's why it's fun.
Yep.
Right? Dragon Ball tries to be fun and fair at the same time. They came out with UI Goku.
Can't do.
Real quick,
Mhm.
I'm gonna be real nerdy for you guys and that's watching.
Let's go.
Right? UI Goku has a 10-frame jab and a 2-frame link combo that is plus on block. If you guys don't know what plus on block means, that means you cannot press a button to respond to him. He has a dragon punch, a DP. That means that if he feels like it, he can interrupt your combo and say shut the fuck up, and you go, and he's gonna be plus. And he has invincibles, unblockables, a command grab.
So just has the whole.
He has the whole.
Okay.
He has the whole kit, bro.
I agree.
And they gave it to you, and you pay for it, and then you win.
Like a good
It's
example,
fun.
a good example to a statement that Dion was making between like fair is fair and fun is like broken. I mean, a perfect example is freaking Power Rangers. Everyone's broken, but it's a fun game. Will I
Exactly.
get into it? No.
Exactly.
I try to get infinite.
Like for instance, back in the day, Marvel's Capcom 2, it was all
That shit
busted.
was that shit was broken,
It
bro.
was broke. Third Strike, that shit was busted. Fucking a CVS 2 called Capcom vs SNK 2, that shit was busted. But everything, so it's okay. You can't give me broken shit and fair shit and expect us to have conversation. That's not. You can't have a fat ass and big titties and expect me not to look at you. I'm gonna look at you, boy. That game, yo, fighters drives me nuts, bro. Fighters.
Nah, fighters. I do agree, man. Like fighters.
Bro, with Nietzsche, we were definitely just playing that, and we saw some dumb shit.
Bro, fighters.
What happened to my level 3?
Not even that. Not even that. With Jonathan. Jonathan was fighting Dion. My son did a level 3 in the air, bro. And Dion dragon dashed on him. For those of you who don't know, when you do a level 3 in that game, you have invincibility frames, right? It's like wake up super priorities.
That's it.
He dashed into him. Oh my god, bro. Bro, I can that game and I get mixed up because you're auto comboing, bro. Why is the game? Dragon Ball Z makes my heart hurt. Oh my lord. Oh my lord.
I mean,
Go ahead, Lou.
I think I did like for you guys. When you mentioned Virtua Fighter 4, I did remember hate one game, and I could never get into it because the mechanic and the move and forecaster has changed. Virtua Fighter 4.
Virtua Fighter 4, that's respectable.
Virtua Fighter 4?
That's okay.
Okay.
I like 5 over 4 anyway, so yeah. But I mean, I can see what you mean.
Tekken killed that game, so we don't worry. We don't talk about that.
Yeah, Tekken always-
Damn, so you just put
agree 100%.
there real quick. You a little man.
No, Virtua Fighter 4, I loved it.
Oh, you
Virtua
love
Fighter
it?
5 is where I didn't like
Oh,
it.
5.
Ah,
Yes, 5.
Really?
You hated 5?
Yes, I don't like
You
5.
like that?
No.
Stop though.
I'll play Virtua Fighter 4 more than 5. It was some characters I love playing in 4, and I stopped playing in 5. Everything changes, and I'm like, yo, I can't do this and this. I can understand, mechanics wise, but it's like, yo, there were some moves that I didn't like that doesn't connect. But when other people connect it, I'm like, I did the same thing. It doesn't work. So I'm like,
I don't know, Haseo. I don't know.
I mean, I guess. But
Hey, Dion, about your fact about like, you can't have a fun fighting game and a fair fighting game. It's either one or the other type of thing. Man, I feel like, whoa, nope.
that's how you knew what you was about to say was some cap. Whatever you was about to say was gonna be some bullshit. That's why you.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
What's the sensitive zone? We out here dropping. He got DC'd from the lobby.
I didn't do all shit and now I'm doing that. Okay,
Exactly.
He got DC'd from the lobby.
Yeah, bro.
Alright, go ahead.
So Soul Calibur 2 for me was like one of those games that were closest to being fair and fun, at least for me. Like that game just worked. But like you said, it's really, really difficult to find a game like that.
Can I kind of argue real quick?
Yeah, counter argue.
Lizard Man.
Oh shit. I forgot about him.
Bro. Necro.
Yeah.
Necrid, bro. Soul Calibur 2, Voldo?
Yeah, two.
Yeah,
Just two.
Voldo?
Valdo was hard to deal with, but I never had a problem with any main Valdo character.
You know why? Because not a lot of people main Voldo, but when you found them, bro.
Yo, Niche, take the mic a little bit away from your mouth.
Okay, right here.
Yeah.
Voldo's OD, man.
Yeah.
Valdo was OD, but I mean, like I said, like I never had a problem with him.
Okay.
I respect it. But so another real quick tidbit, quick question. Well, we kind of answered it, but I wanted you guys to elaborate real quick. I'm gonna start kick it off real quick. My question to you guys is, what was one of the hardest fighting games you tried to get into? And for me, one of the hardest fighting games I've ever tried to get into personally was fucking shit, I just forgot it. Oh Lord, I'm the horrible host. I forgot what the hell I was gonna say.
Good job. You're doing a great job right now. So I'm gonna just take that ball. I'm gonna just take it to the end zone. Hard game for me to get into, and like even to this day, because I have a lot of people who watch like my stuff and like my combo videos, and they want me to play it. And honestly, son, I'm sorry, Lou. It's Dragon Ball fucking I just can't. It's just like I ain't gonna lie, man. Like it's really good to look at. It is like when you pull up, like it's satisfying when you do those combos and all this stuff. But like playing it in the competitive, since I know so much, I can't. Like I know so much. I know it works. I know fighting games, and I know it's like bullshit, and I know it's not. So the fact of me knowing and then going to Dragon Ball Z, I can't sit there and play that game for hours like how I can play with Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat, I know what I'm getting into with it's like dirty and clean. But Dragon Ball Z, bro, that shit. Know, that's you don't know, bro. Like I play that game came out for how long now? 2 years? 3 years? How long Dragon Ball FighterZ been out?
2 years. 2 years.
2 years Dragon Ball FighterZ's been come out. And then just the other day I'm seeing some dude Dragon Dash. Can't understand.
Yeah, man. That's I mean, in that aspect, the only way I can put that in a positive light, you never know what's gonna happen, like in an actual fight. Like, that haymaker wasn't supposed to hit that dude ever, but I mean, it landed. Now that dude's on the floor, so I don't know. Like in the aspect of keeping it, like you never know what's gonna happen. That's the only positive way I can put that.
You gotta roll with it. Oh, I remember what it was. It was King of Fighters 14. King of Fighters 14 was one of the hardest games for me to try to get into. That game's controls are tight, and 2D fighting games for me are always cool, but that game's controls was super tight. Like them shit. And then in Street Fighter 5 was another one but I know Street Fighter, but the competition from Street Fighter 5 and King of Fighters 14 is fierce. You can't just jump into that game casually. Motherfuckers play that game. Like you can't just jump into a random casual match and go, oh, I'm gonna pick this, and you be like, oh, nah, I'm cool. No, they're gonna whip your ass. So King of Fighters 14 for me. What about you, Stone?
Well, I would say even now that's hard for me to get into, but I'm still constantly trying to get into it. It's Tekken. It's because it's so much. It's so much. That's why I'm not getting into it.
That's a fucker, bro. He's not a
real man shit.
Don't get me wrong. I played a lot of fighting games. I played so much, but I could say without doubt, like Tekken is the hardest to get into because it has more mechanics. It's 3D. Like, you gotta look at certain movements, the specific little looks, and I react to movements, so I'm very observant. And when I observe, there's so much information coming at me at the same time. So it's the reason why it's hard for me. It's gonna take me a long time to get into.
Oh yeah, Tekken is definitely a grandpa's game. Or grandfather game. If you didn't jump into it, all the legacy skill that people have, like myself, just saying, we gonna whip your ass. Like you can't just jump in here. Like it's this deep waters over there. There's sharks over there. You can't swim. But Crusher, what about you, bro? Well, I mean, you said Killer Instinct, but
Yeah, but then when I think you said Street Fighter, I have flashbacks. Like,
I'm sorry.
You in particular, you know who you are. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I never really got really good at Street Fighter. I got good at Killer Instinct. I got good at Mortal Kombat. Street Fighter, that game still doesn't make sense to me. I understand the Shoryuken type thing. I understand that. But when it comes to like the nitty gritty of the mechanics and neutral game in that one, and it's a 2D fighter, I'm kind of at a loss when it comes to that. The combo system is weird for me, if there is a combo system. But yeah, that's just that would be the hardest. Killer Instinct. I thought about Killer Instinct. I thought about Mortal Kombat, but I got good at those. I didn't get good at Street Fighter.
I respect that. In the chat, we got Sin saying Street Fighter was hard for him. We got Aseo saying MK Injustice because fuck that game. It's a whole bunch of
Man, Injustice. I should have said Injustice. Oh god, I hated Injustice 2.
Mechanics. Yeah, Injustice 2 was a little
nothing but you mean range fight?
Unfair.
You mean DC range fighters? Yeah.
Yeah, DC range fighters.
DC
range fighters.
Literally.
And my man Donovan, Dino, the misfit, had us with the Tekken for him, and I respect that. Lewis, you're new to the fighting game scene, for what you said, so I can, for you, I would say you can go ahead and say your input, but I'm gonna say Dragon Ball for you. But go ahead.
I want to say Dragon Ball. I want to say Dragon Ball 1, but like I'm into it, so if I have to be very honest with you, I'm gonna agree with Tekken because I love Tekken, but the mechanics is really really out there. Like, I mean,
that makes sense to me.
I'm not comparing Dragon Ball or Tekken, but you know me, when I play Dragon, I respond to little things, and I'm like with Tekken, but with like someone say with Tekken, it's specific things. I can't always react to
3D.
I can't always.
It's not even that it's 3D. Okay, my fault. I'm sorry.
It's not 3. It's not. It's 3D, and I can't react to everything. I gotta react to specific things like that. And if I don't see that, oh yeah, I'm gonna get my ass whipped big time, bro.
Oh yeah, well, I've handed him out. I've handed him out.
You get your ass whooped anyway.
Tekken's the only game I know where there's a character that moves his hand but hits you with his foot. Like, why you moving your hands then?
Why you paying attention to his hands? Why you looking at his hands?
Like real quick, I just want to touch on this too. To anybody that's watching this that wants to get into fighting games or is interested in any fighting games, there's a bunch of resources out here. YouTube is spreading information like wildfire, so it's not hard to get in, and more games are more user friendly. But just understand this: that if you want to invest into a fighting game and you want to actually learn and get good and not just be more than just a regular casual player, you're gonna get your shit rocked. You gonna lose. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing
only thing.
That's the one thing that like I'm proud that the FGC has taught me is humility, because you are going to get your shit rocked constantly. That's the only way to get better. But
not nice.
Not nice. That's why that like the elitism needs to go, because even back in the day, the nicest motherfucker was the wackest motherfucker. They didn't happen overnight. They grind, and it's a grind, just like any other game or any other thing that's competitive. It's a grind. So don't look don't look at the losses and be discouraged. Just look at them as improvements and things that you can work on, because you are going to lose a lot. Nietzsche kicked my ass in Dragon Ball FighterZ until I started whipping his ass. Crush used to whip my ass in Soul Calibur forever. Storm could never beat me, so we ain't worried about Storm. Except in Blaze. I'm capping. Storm used to wash me in Blaze Blue and still can wash me in Blaze Blue to this day. So, and Lewis, you new to this, so you
trash, bro. Welcome to the FGC. You trash, right? You trash.
You don't get whooped on no more by other people.
But it's a place of love. It's out of a place of love and camaraderie for the thing that you have a common interest. That's it. I just want to drop that little gem in there. That don't be discouraged from the failures. Just understand that everybody's been there, and the only way you're gonna get better is you're gonna get punched in the face.
That's it.
That's a fact, man. That's a fact.
Like if you're a beginner,
You
you're
can
just getting into it.
so many times. Like, come on.
If you're a beginner, you're just getting into fighting games. You want to start learning. Like the first thing you should learn. First thing. Now, when you're live victories in every fighting game in the world, no matter what you play, is do neutral. Learn your neutral.
Oh yeah, that's big facts.
Big facts.
Big facts, bro. You gotta learn. Yo, honestly, there's one thing that like I like to. Oh, all right, Lou. There's one thing that that's really dope that I like that most fighting games are taking interest in that most people just kind of skipped over is the movement. You gotta learn your movement first. You gotta learn what you're doing.
Yeah.
You gotta learn your spacing.
Yep.
Most fighting games now also have that where it's like they teach you the mechanics, not just the combos.
Mm-hmm.
But
you
yeah,
whack. Like that's it. You just waxed.
I'm coming from myself Storm, so he learned in neutral.
No,
So.
I'll see you at MK. I'll take you to see MK after.
Oh, I was okay. Okay. Warlord.
Warlord.
Respect.
Not that with this guy over here in MK. I'm gonna come after you.
Who you pointing at? Because you pointing off the screen for me, dog.
Yo, you better say some names. Like you better.
Nah, I'm pointing. I'm pointing.
I'm pointing.
I'm pointing. DBZ, MK.
Oh, so he coming for you, Crusher. He coming for me.
You coming for DBZ? Fight me.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
You don't
fight me.
You know better to come over here. You know better to come over here. Oh, okay. Haseo, you brought it up. I don't want to talk about it, but since you brought it, the Smash community, bro, and the Smash as a game.
Yo,
like
that's too much.
I can give a good opinion on that right now.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Speak on it. Talk about it, bro.
What was his question?
Like he just says talk about it.
You just say Smash Bros. Like I guess like in a general, yeah.
Yeah, it is a fighting game, but it's just you know.
What I can tell you
it's
about
just so
Smash,
much.
It's very competitive. Like it's really up there because people like right now what we do like us players we're casual even though we're at, like above average in the fighting games that we know that you know of. But in Smash compared to them we're casuals.
Nah, bro.
Like,
we're novice.
Like you know how like in fighting games in Smash, you knock them with the ring, you wait, you just wait for them. But in the professional, they'll chase you out that ring to knock you off.
Yeah, bro. Smash, Smash is
aggressive on that. They go for that kill.
There's too many characters to learn, too many frames, man. I don't know. Smash is like how I think Tekken is just for like 2Ds. It's just so overwhelming. It's so overwhelming because anything can happen. But it is something I always would want to go into. But that
too much.
That's too much.
Smash is crazy. But
it is.
Real quick, in terms of its community, Smash community, because it's so competitive, it is very, very toxic. So you know,
I've seen some.
Yeah, you've seen some shit. Like
man.
Like so, in terms of that scene, I can also speak on it too, because since I've gone to locals and they always have Smash. Like if you've played Tekken, if you go to a Tekken local or any other local, there's always a Smash scene. So in terms of that, you gotta just
that logic.
you gotta just understand that it's very, 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 very competitive, and people when they're passionate about something, sometimes things get misconstrued and miscommunicated. Sometimes things can be very, very, very hurtful to some people. But you know, it's all about just being respectful to one another. In terms of the game itself, Smash is crazy, but it is what it is, and we don't really like. I don't want to downplay Smash as a fighting game because it is a dope ass fighting game. And Smash Ultimate is one of the greatest fighting games ever. Don't at me, don't come for me, don't come in the comments because you can't deny it. It has SNK, Final Fantasy, Banjo-Kazooie, Capcom versus Kirby, Pikachu, and Sonic. And Solid Snake. That is the greatest mashup. That is the magnum opus of fighting games. So you can't come for them. But as a game, it's just crazy. Like it's just crazy. It's crazy. But that shoot.
People disappearing.
That's a fact.
It's okay.
It's all good. Fact. But gentlemen, fantastic. I do appreciate every discourse.
Yeah.
Love you
Oh
guys.
yeah, hell yeah.
Any other gems that you want to throw in there real quick before we wrap it up?
Nah, I'm good. We touched on a lot of stuff over there.
Yeah,
So.
we did.
All right, well, hold on. Let me see if I can get this guy back in here real quick before we close it out. Connection is not allowing it. Damn, like he can't get in.
Wow.
I'm gonna be admin. Yeah. Guilty Gear is another game that has a skill gap. Yo, listen. There's a bunch of games. There's a bunch of games on that have come out and that have come out over the years that has high skill gaps and very, very high skill ceilings. Guilty Gear is one of them. But in terms of casual, Guilty Gear is going more in the casual side. So you can jump into Xrd or Xrd 2. There are the people that will go over there and whip your ass, but the entry level is not as vicious as Street Fighter 5 or Smash or KOF 14. Also, fighting another honorable mentions. You got EX Fighting Layer. That is a great game. You have like we said earlier, Killer Instinct. We have them fighting herds, which is dope. You got Skullgirls, which is an amazing team fighting game. Have just a bunch of gems out there that just that are really, really dope. You just got to give them a try, and
Oh yeah.
Don't be afraid to have an opinion. Put yourself out there because you can make a lot of friends in the FGC, especially because the internet. Really dope to be a fighting game. So you have a bunch of channels out here that celebrate and love fighting games. I'm not gonna shout them out because we're not doing that. We're not giving free promotion on my channel.
No, we're not doing that.
Nah, unless they're giving us their discs.
That's a fact.
Free.
That's a fact. But they out there, guys. But thank you again, gentlemen. Thank you for everybody that jumped in. Sin, Nietzsche, Lewis. I know AZ wanted to be in here, but he probably took a nap. And everybody in the chat, you guys have been wonderful. Pressure, thank you. Storm, thank you. Any last words before we end this?
Nah. Just keep on fighting.
Yeah, keep fighting, get better. The better the player, the more better you be.
Yep, iron sharpens iron, bro.
Go. Thank you guys. As usual, it's been your boy Smooth D-Mac here, the smoothest one under the sun, having fun. I got my sages with me. We expressing the open-minded thoughts. This was another episode of Sage Thoughts. Thank you for watching. Thank you everybody in the live chat. Everybody stay blessed, stay golden. Take it easy. Later, Dave.
And we'll see you in the ring.